Welcome to the World Hotel Index update. I'm Mike Ford, I'm the founder of SiteMinder. This is our mid-March update, where we are about 1 year since hotel bookings steeply decelerated around the world as countries closed borders and commercial travel was suspended. So the real impact of the pandemic was felt about a year ago, and we can just take a look at the World Hotel Index to actually see last year to remind us just how rapidly that booking momentum did grind to a halt just 12 months ago. So after a pretty hideous 12 months for those of us in the travel industry, we're actually really monitoring carefully the shoots that we're seeing in terms of recovery, as we have seen 400 million vaccines and counting rolled out through the world. We're able to look at what's happening in some of our markets and trying to analyze, how each of those is faring through the various stages of the travel and booking recovery. So starting with the Americas, quite an encouraging picture starting to emerge, where we're seeing consistently growing hotel booking momentum in many locations. Parts of South America have sadly struggled to control the coronavirus in recent weeks, but in the United States, Canada, Costa Rica, and Mexico, cases are now easing from their January spike, and an upward trend in booking momentum is the result of increased confidence in some of those markets. For Costa Rica, as an example, about 3 in 4 travelers currently booking their stays are actually from abroad, which is higher than in April of 2019. So similarly, picture in Mexico, where we can see that the share of international bookings is outpacing 2019 levels. So this trend could continue across the Americas region, but obviously it's going to be vital that case numbers are contained in the second half of the year. Moving on to EMEA, where there continues to be a high number of national lockdowns and curfews, we're naturally seeing the least evidence of international acceleration taking place. But despite this, hope for increased movement in the second half of 21 is starting to poke through in our data. So a case in point with Spain, which has been seeing booking momentum rise to 42.7% of 2019 levels as local case numbers have fallen. We can see there that of the arrivals expected during the second half of the year, the majority will actually be international holidaymakers. The same can be seen in locations like the Netherlands and Norway, which can expect a strong uptick in international guests later this year. In the Asia Pacific region, we're finding 3 hotel markets, being the Maldives, Australia, and Taiwan, that have seen the greatest recovery to date, and where we also see strong possibility of international acceleration occurring in the second half of the year. In fact, with Maldives, the booking momentum's at over 125% of 2019 levels, and they have been fully open to international travel since July. So it's one of the few countries that has really seen the full recovery process taking place. In Australia, we're still very much closed to international travel growth. But that being said, there's been an extremely strong domestic response to not being able to travel internationally, and bookings are literally at 98% of 2019 levels. So pre-COVID levels, we are essentially on par. We do see, obviously major regional towns and major capital cities differing in that hotel booking volumes and the segments have shifted much more to leisure from corporate. So, we're seeing certain regional centres really booming. Newcastle, for example, at 128% of 2019 levels, but Sydney's only seeing 60%. So there seems to be planning for a travel bubble with Singapore, New Zealand, and potentially Fiji from July or August, with South Korea and Japan likely to follow. So hopefully that brings in the international segments again. Looking at Taiwan, we can see they're currently at 93% of 2019 booking levels, with furthering discussions taking place between them and Singapore, Japan, South Korea, and Vietnam. So we can see in the World Hotel Index data that this corresponds to a greater share of international bookings emerging from August. So as this international collaboration happens, so does the international travel start to emerge. So if we were to predict, we will see most countries completing recovery of bookings at this stage. It's looking strong in Asia Pacific. The United States is looking positive. Still to be seen. So we'll keep tracking the rollout of the vaccines. We'll monitor the corresponding changes in travel. Hopefully we'll see a lot of domestic and international recovery start to emerge in terms of forward booking trends. In the meantime, feel free to look around the World Hotel Index. Please stay safe, and we look forward to bringing you another update in a couple of weeks. Thank you.